Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Career Fox TV. I'm Nancy Fox, the Career Fox, and on this channel, I help you create a prosperous career doing exactly what you love. So today I'm going to be talking about, I got a question from a bunch of people who are really in the middle of job search and also a lot of career transitioners who are grappling with the issue of how do they transfer their skills to another industry or another, maybe they've got skills and they want to transfer it to another role in the same industry. So the whole question of because for so many, the job search is requiring resumes that really require you to have the exact skills in exactly the same industry in exactly the way that they want it. And outside of those parameters, it's very, very difficult to get a request for an interview, right? But I'm here to tell you that it really can, that transferring your skills can be done and quite successfully. You just need a methodology and a system, and you need the right mindset to do it. So I'm going to give you all of that. Now, I'm going to jump in and give you the tactical stuff first, because I know that very often you want to come to a video and you just want to get, just give me the facts, ma'am, right? And that's what I'm going to do. But if you stick with me for just a little bit, I also want to talk to you about the mental side of this, the inner game side of it, because very often as you're preparing to go out in the world, and share your knowledge and your skills and your talents outside of your very familiar area for you, the fear and the self-doubt and imposter syndrome kicks in, and I want to help you avoid that too, because that won't really help you in being successful in transferring these skills outside of your normal arena. All right, so let's get started. So I want to break it down. First of all, I want you to know that transferring your skills is really going to be broken down into maybe 3 different steps. So let me give it to you this way. What I want you to do is I want you to break down your skills and accomplishments. I want you to actually list them out. And I want you to be extremely specific about it, really, really specific. And not just your skills and your talents, but also list your accomplishments. Very, very important. And put it down in a very concrete way. Now, the second step is I want you to list other companies in your same industry or other companies in a new industry that's maybe related. And I'll give you some examples about that in a moment. And then the third thing is I'm going to teach you how to connect the dots. That's basically the format of how it's going to work in sequence. Okay, so the first thing is, when you create your resume, and by the way, this is going to work for whether you're looking for another job or if you want to actually create a consultancy as a stepping stone to your next job as well. So what you want to do is you want to actually start building out a whole list of your skills and your talents and your accomplishments. Now, it's a little different than on your resume because I want you to be extremely succinct about it. So let's say that you have been an office manager in a medical center, for example. And so that's your title, right? But it could encompass many different skills. For example, it can encompass leadership. It can encompass organizing logistics. It can be managing timelines. It can be managing people, hiring and firing people. All of these different skills are part of what you do as an office manager in a medical center. Okay, so you're listing all of them out, and now you can start to list out some accomplishments. Maybe you built out a whole new team for a new service that the medical center began or launched. Maybe you implemented a mentoring system. Maybe you implemented a new coding system. All of those things are accomplishments, and you want to list them out. And it's very important that you be very specific and very concrete about it, because it will help you in the application, in the connecting dots section. Okay, the second thing is now I want you to think about other companies, other organizations, other kinds of professional service firms that are in your same industry. So it might be a different medical center, it might be a bigger medical center, it could be a hospital, it could be a division within a hospital. It could be, maybe it's not a medical center, but it might be a dental center, right? So it's related. So you want to start building out a related suite of other industries or other firms in the same industry. Let's say that you're in professional services like the law. Let's say you might have been a partner in a law firm. You might decide that you want to go into internally in a company, right, as a legal officer. Now you're starting to really list out your accomplishments and your skills, and you want to start looking at different companies or industries that relate to some of the kinds of laws that you practice in a firm. So you want to start to sort of get some related arenas in which you can apply your skills. You don't even edit yourself mentally and just let it flow. And then the third step is all about connecting the dots. Now it's really to see where your abilities, where your skills, where your gifts and talents apply into arenas that could benefit from exactly what you're good at. So let's say that let's just go back to the office manager in a medical center. There might be other kinds of centers that would really benefit from your skill set. So for example, there might be a center that is spa related. A spa center might benefit from your exact abilities and talents, or a chiropractic center, or other kinds of centers that might entail the managing of a group of people that relate to the delivery of services. All of that would be connecting the dots. So it would really make a lot of sense for you to apply, even if you haven't been in that particular industry. The skill set is the same. The talents are still the same. The accomplishments would be relevant and meaningful to another arena, right? So basically it looks like this. You really just sort of want to break it down into your abilities, your skills, your talents, and your know-how can apply to different industries, to different companies, and maybe different divisions, and so on and so forth. And that's really how, basically your know-how has application. By the way, it could even be maybe you started out in a big company. You might want to help a smaller company. They might need you. Or you might even become an outsourced provider. Let's say you've been in the insurance division of a big company. You might be able to provide insurance logistics or insurance documentation services for companies. You might be an outsourced provider. One of my very, very dear colleagues and former clients was an accountant and auditor in a major firm. He got laid off, and he started a business where he started to sort of provide his services on an outsourced basis, and there was so much demand for his services that he started an entire agency around it. And then he branched out from auditing. He did taxes, he did compliance, he did a lot of, then he did rent a CFO, a controller. So he branched out, but basically it was connecting the dots. And you can do that too. It can work in so many different ways. Let's say you've done some training in your company. You've trained on sales training maybe, or maybe you've done sales CRM systems, or maybe you've done training in a particular kind of platform in your company. The training ability that you did in your company can be applied in other industries, in other companies that are in your same industry, or maybe just as an outsourced trainer. Maybe you've done some marketing maybe you were in charge of marketing. Your marketing skills can be applied to other arenas that are somewhat related, or maybe completely differently. So it really matters. Really, that's why getting very clear about what you're good at and how it might be applicable is all about connecting the dots. Learning how to connect the dots is really the key. And this is where I want to talk to you about the mindset piece. So I have a client she's just really a brilliant person. She's got so many wonderful talents and skills and has done an incredible job. She's worked for various CFOs and CEOs, has done a great job in servicing their departments and their needs. And she was managing and leading different teams of people in different projects, like sales meetings, and different initiatives like sales training, all different kinds of initiatives in her company. And now the opportunities exist for her to go and apply these in other industries or even other companies in her old industry. However, because she's never done it in those industries, the worry and the fear and the doubt come up. I don't know the buzzwords of that industry, or I don't know the buzzwords of this company, or I don't know what's important in this company. I don't know exactly how it works. And so you start to think that maybe you don't have the exact way or the exact terminology that that company is looking for. Focusing on that is actually it's actually a limiting belief that's going to hold you back, and it's unnecessary. And that's where you got to go to work on your mindset. And you know, I've spoken about this in another video, all about visualizing. I'm actually going to post the link to that video in my comments below. But I want you to know that this is really where you've got to get your mindset right. You've got to see yourself not as a task doer or just a set of skills. You've got to see yourself as being a dot connector. You've got to see yourself as being relevant and a solution provider. When you start to see yourself mentally as a solution provider, now it's your opportunity to understand what the problems of a new industry or another company are, and see yourself as the solution provider for that organization. That's what they're looking for. They are looking for solutions, and connecting the dots is going to help you see yourself as a solution provider. And I think this holds true for across the board. This holds true for when you're looking for your next job, or when you're looking to build, maybe when you want to become self-employed and when you want to attract your new clients. It's the same thing. Everybody is really looking to have their problems solved, their solutions provided. And if you start to see yourself as a solutions provider, you're going to be able to connect the dots and transfer those skills very, very successfully. When I left my corporate life, I was in the women's underwear business, which is a very, very specific industry with very specific skills and talents. And at that time, I thought, how am I ever going to transfer my skills anywhere? The only thing I really know is women's underwear, women's bras. I was a specialist in women's bras, sort of a funny industry, right? But when I really sat down and I had a lot of informational interviews with a lot of companies and a lot of new industries, and I began to realize something. Business is business, and I really understood more about business and about leadership and about management and about team building and about solution providing and about communication skills then I realized I didn't even know that I had all those abilities. But that's what enabled me to transfer my skills and become the kind of solution provider and the kind of entrepreneur that I did. And that's why I'm saying this to you. It holds true as a job seeker as well as if you decide to become self-employed. So learn to connect those dots, learn to transfer those skills. Now, if you need a little assistance and you're not quite sure how you personally might want to transfer your skills into your next endeavor, your next career step, and to create that prosperous career that you're doing what you really love, well, I've got another solution for you. Why don't you reach out and have a complimentary clarity call with me, and I will actually have a private conversation with you if you're really eager to transfer those skills into your next endeavor. Book that complimentary clarity call with me, and I'm going to post the link below. We'll get on the phone together, and I'm going to talk to you about exactly what you're looking for in your career, and I'm going to show you where you're undervaluing yourself and how you might apply your very skills into another industry or another company in your own industry, and speed up the process of landing in your next prosperous slot. Okay? All right, you guys. Nancy Fox, the Career Fox. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for every Tuesday. I release another video on creating prosperous careers doing exactly what you love. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Have a fantastic week. And don't forget, post your questions below. I love getting your questions because I want to know what you want to learn about. All right, take care. Bye-bye.